Spacey Sims, and welcome to our new game! We are starting Cafe Enchante today, and I know in several other things I called it Cafe Enchante because I'm stupid. And it was literally like at one point I was like, it's Enchante. It's French. Okay, wow. So, look, I'm not smart when it comes to shit that isn't, like, apparently English or Japanese. I'm not even that good with Japanese, but I'm better than... Don't throw Italian or French at me. We're gonna do the best to pronounce some of the shit in this game. Names. Things. Because it's all, like, fantasy kind of things. I think the names are fine, except for... I think... Woo! No, don't you dare! Okay. We'll just put this on start for reading this. Except for, like, I know Miser's not pronounced Miser in the Japanese version, or, like, when they speak his name, but... That's what we're going with, because Miser is so hard to say. Like, the way they say it is, I can't do it. So anyway. Look, if that's going to be a trigger for you, you're going to have issues, peace out now, because this is going to be a train wreck. Anyway, I'm going to read you the background, the story. So this is when Spacey, not Kotone, inherits her grandfather's Tokyo cafe. She discovers the shop holds more secrets than anyone could imagine. The cafe is a meeting spot for beings from multiple mystical worlds. That's where we're going to have trouble tripping over the names of shit. Some of them. Anyway, you'll meet the King of Demons, a humanoid beast, a fallen angel, and more. When government agents monitoring non-human activity show up at your door, your new cafe is about to become a lot more colorful. And just in case you're playing along with Spacey Go, and if you don't know what that is, you should go check out my Twitter page, because I made it a long time ago, and I always forget that it exists, but, you know, it's one of those things. 6 degrees of code realized, because Kaoru is voiced by Junichi Suabe, who is Van Helsing, and he's in fucking everything. We love him. You know, and this is also going to be fun, because Il Fado de Raie, I think that's how you say his name, anyway, is Kaito Ishikawa, who is Dante in Pio Fiore. So, he's in both of these games that we're playing, and it's going to be a trip, because... I don't think Il looks anything like I would expect Dante's voice to be. They don't look like they'd have the same voice. But, you know, this is just me in my head because we don't play with the voice acting on, we do it at the end. So I am using Otome Kitten's guide. I always use her guides. They're the best. Miser's the only one that's locked in the beginning. It's basically you have to do all of them before you can get to him, which is perfect because he's like one of my favorites. Right off the bat, Kaoru and Miser are they're my boys. I love them, just by the looks alone. Also, Kaoru's voiced by Junichi Suabe, and we all love listening to him talk, don't we? Listen, he's Van Helsing. We love him. Anyway, so those are my 2 favorites, and so Miser is basically poster boy, so we have to play him last. Awesome. I'm down with that. But the recommended route order that Otome Kitten has is Canis, Ignis, Rindo, Il, and then Miser. It basically just says Il should be, like, basically the last before you unlock Miser's route, because they have more plot spoilers. So, we'll go with that recommended route order. And Canis is our lovely Headless Horseman, and this is going to be a trip. I'm actually kind of... she published this on my birthday! That's so exciting! At least, Canis's walkthrough. We're probably not going to get to that point for a while. But, edit. Yes, we want to change our name. Our first name. Spacey. Oh, whoopsie. I forgot to go back. Sorry, sweetie. We gotta go back. We can't. Kotone Spacey, no. We always gotta be Spacey just to make it fucking awkward. Spacey just to make it fucking awkward. Let's make it awkward. Here we go. Awaki? Awaki? I don't know where the accentuation's supposed to go on that, but we're leaving it that way because it's easier. Okay. Yes, we'll use that name. Okay, well, don't do an intro song because I'll have to... Oh, memories of my childhood. Cute. They were filled with images of wisping steam and the aroma of fresh coffee. Oh, okay. We gotta read this fast. We don't get to click through it. Sorry. Most of those memories sunk into the depths of my mind as I entered adulthood. Even so, faint memories come to the front of my mind when I sometimes close my eyes in silence. I'd advise watching this yourself in case I can't read fast enough. for those of you. The enchanting sound of jazz standards on old records ushering in the guests. Just in case for those of you that multitask. Just in case I can't read this fast enough. The sharp, flavorful scent of coffee floating gently throughout the cafe. I'm doing okay. The warm, inviting light of the chandeliers glimmering upon the rows of glasses. This is like a fancy-ass cafe. Yes, my memories of that place are precious to me. That one too fast. But that's a memory of something much greater etched into my heart. Oh, there's a memory. Sorry. It's the sound of my grandfather laughing together with the guests he served. Aw, cute. Oh. Sorry, it's gonna be too quiet. Because you like coffee! I turned off all the voices, but you're gonna have to watch and read this. Sorry. I can't. I hate it when they do this. I can't turn up the volume, I'm sorry. Faraway places beyond imagination. I probably could have been reading it over his voice, but it just distracted me, I'm sorry, so... They seem to be doing this a lot lately with these, don't they? This cafe is for the patrons? Huh? I mean, I can at least read hers. I should be reading his too, but again, sorry, you're just gonna have to read yourselves. Sorry, I didn't know it was gonna do this. Yeah, I hope you come back soon! Is our grandfather dead? Because that's gonna be sad. It should really only be that part, but it's weird when they do that. They've been doing that a lot, I feel like, in a lot of games lately. Have had these intros where it's like the voices are on, but even if you turn the voice acting off, and it's like, and then it auto plays, and it's like, damn it! And I'm not prepared for that, because I don't know what's going to do that. So I'm sorry that you had to kind of do that. If I knew that was going to happen, I probably would have, like, prepared better, or warned you, so... But here we are, and I hope the music is not too loud. I have it as low as it will go in the game, without it being completely off, but it's still extremely loud. But unfortunately, if I turn my software down, then I gotta mess with it for everything, and look, I'm lazy as fuck. I got so much shit going on and so many things that I'm recording at once, that if I completely fuck it up just for this game, it's gonna be fucked up for everything, and I'm gonna have to adjust everything else just for this. So... we'll see what it's like on the first episode. If it's too loud and distracting, I will mess with it a little more, turn my software down, and like just fuck up everything else. But I'm trying not to do that in the first episode because I don't want to fuck up every other thing, all the Sim stuff, all the other Otome stuff. I don't want to fuck up everything just for this game, but we'll see what happens. So the first episode is always a mess. Anyway, phew. I feel like, okay. All right, where are the options? Where's options? Okay, I put that on fast speed. Text speed. Oh god, no, I turned it down. This one's backwards as fuck, that's why. Ah, I should have realized that. When I went into sound and I was like trying to turn it down, usually high is on the right and low is on the left, and this one's backwards as fuck. I don't know why. So I turned everything slow. Never mind. There you go. Yes. Thank you. Sorry. I noticed that in the volume because I was trying to turn it down and I was like, why is it getting louder? And I'm like, wait. Okay. All right. There we go. I feel like I've been lost for so long, but I finally made it. I take my gaze away from the map in my hands and look across the familiar landscape. It's just instant now. It's fine, though. Enchante. Cafe Enchante. A name I hadn't heard in a while. It's been maybe 15 years now? Okay, hold on, sorry. That's just too fast now. Auto speed text. Oh, auto speed text. Yes, text speed normal. Okay. Oh, skip speed. Wait. I'm trying to go back up, but it wouldn't let me. Okay. I don't want it to be like instant. But I want it to be like a fast scroll. I don't know why. It just pleases me better when I see that. Oh, whoops. Okay. It's been maybe 15 years now? Hearing myself say these words out loud makes me realize how long it's been. That's just more pleasing to my eyes than instant on the screen. I don't know why. Look. Just deal with it. Even if the world around it has changed, even if the world around it has changed as all of the years have passed by, it looks exactly how I always remembered it. I felt so happy at that fact for some reason. So much that it makes me smile. 15 years! Yep, I did a good job getting here if I do say so myself. You haven't seen your grandfather in 15 years? That seems sad, doesn't it? If I do say so myself. Although I was completely reliant on this map app. I put my phone away and exchanged it for the piece of paper and key in my bag. What brought me here is a letter from my beloved grandfather. And the key to this cafe. I'm back, Grandpa. I'll be in your care now. I quietly greet the small, simple key. And carefully, I open the door to this familiar place. Oh, wow! The space that appeared before me was the one within the fog of my mind. The faded scenes tucked in my memories regained their color and their strength. I take a few steps forward, noticing a layer of dust draped all over. It had been left alone for so long. Still, a dim fragrance of coffee lingers in the air about the room. I find comfort in that. No doubt about it. This is definitely Grandpa's shop. It's so fancy. The wooden furnishings from back then radiate the comforting feeling of nature. My fingers glide upon the tables and chairs neatly and evenly laid out about the space, and that sense of familiarity fills me again. The cups polished to a shine and the colorful saucers that match them, and the hand-operated coffee mill and siphons lined up behind the counter. At least I can read that shit. Coffee mill! A device that crushes coffee beans for easier brewing. They range from hand crank to electric in many varieties and can greatly change the taste of the coffee. And again, this is backwards. This whole game is backwards. It's gonna be bonkers. Like, it's really bizarre why this one is like reverse of everything else. Like, because even in the dictionary, you normally click to go to the right. I guess this makes more sense because in Japanese, if you're reading books, it's backwards. You know what I mean? You start from the back and work your way forward, which... You know what I mean? Isn't it? You're like, books are backwards. But it's just weird because you'd think all Otome games that are localized would be like that. Do they change the coding for like Western audiences? Like, well, we better make it left or right because otherwise everyone's going to go fucking insane. If every other game was like this, you'd be used to it. It's the fact that this one's like, you're like, what am I doing? Feels like I'm trying to write with my left hand. It's bizarre. I'll get used to it, but it's going to be weird flipping back and forth. You know what I mean? Things are backwards. Anyway, I just find it interesting that it's backwards. Siphon, appearing like flasks attached together, a coffee brewing device that uses steam. While it takes a lot of work to use, many people like the atmosphere it offers. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but there are going to be typos in this because, yeah. Anyway, whoops, I hit the wrong button. They stand there, still holding their shine. They were always cared for so very well. Now that I'm here, I should take a look around the whole shop. Oh, this is where Grandpa yelled at me, huh? Look at how fancy this place looks. It looks like a fancy-ass bar. It's a coffee shop. Like, do you feel like it's like some kind of fancy Irish pub or some shit? Like, I like it. And we could turn off her Sprite, but I left it on, because, like, whatever. It was the pillar I tried to climb as a kid. The stairs that were difficult to walk upon with its tall steps. the hallway floor where I struggled to clean the drawings I made upon it. Looking around conjures up all sorts of old memories. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like I got yelled at a whole lot. The next thing I looked at was a storehouse that held a bunch of things. It didn't seem dirty to me, though it would be a lot of physical work to clean all of it up. Right, I guess all was left alone after he passed. Oh, he is dead, that's sad. I mean, I knew we inherited the cafe, but I thought maybe he's like, I'm just retiring, going to Florida, and you were like, okay, whatevs, like, not like he's dead. Oh, it's been 15 years since we've been to the cafe. Our most precious grandfather, where... Did he come at least visit us? Have we not seen him in 15 years? He's our most precious grandfather. I can't say anything. It was years between when I saw my grandfather, like the last time before he passed away. So I can't say anything, but it still seems sad. Like you just think of it afterward. You're like, oh, that is sad. I'd have to look through everything to know what it was all used for. I can't do anything right now though, huh? Behind the counter seating is a large kitchen. Oh, wow! I never noticed the kitchen before. A faded memory of my grandpa making a quick meal comes to mind. I think at that time he was making a sandwich. And, of course, he was happy, smiling. I floated through the kitchen, making my way to the back of Enchante. Though it wasn't much, there were the remains of what used to be a vegetable garden. In a corner, there was a small flower bed. The colorful vegetables and the pretty flowers decorating the area always looked so impressive. That's right. I remember crying here. My face grew flushed from the memory of me throwing a fuss, wanting to water the flowers, rolling around and crying over it. Being back here just opens up a floodgate of memories, one after the other. I continued touring the first floor as if to search for those moments I'd forgotten. And then, I mutter again. I'm back, Grandpa. Away from Tokyo, the capital of Japan, far from the city center, sitting in an alley after a 5-minute walk, the privately owned Café Enchante. The person who owned this shop was none other than my late grandfather, Soan Awaki? Well, it's Awaki, but is it Awaki or is it Awaki? I don't know where the accent goes on the names. Anyway, Soan Awaki. We'll just go with that. That's easier to say. The heroine's grandfather. He was the owner of Café Enchante. While he had a refined appearance, he had a hearty and broad-minded personality. A master at brewing coffee. I like the fact that our grandfather is in the dictionary. Like, Soan. Yeah. Sure brings back memories. The amount of nostalgia I feel seems endless. Awaki? Why are there lines on her face? Like, do you see that? That's so bizarre. Anyway, until I was about 4, my parents were too busy and I had lived here at Café Enchante with Grandpa. When my parents decided to settle down in the country, Grandpa continued to watch after the cafe. That was probably why I thought it would still be his forever. I never once imagined that I'd be the one to come and continue running the shop. I mean, you could sell it, but then we wouldn't have a game and, Enchante was a cafe, but it was also a place that Grandpa called home. The building was surprisingly large. The drafty second and third floors were living spaces, as only the first floor was the cafe. With the counter seats facing the bar and the cozy table seating around the shop, there was a total of about 20 seats here. The menu board seemed to have just some basic drip coffee available. Drip coffee! A type of brewed coffee. Coffee beans are placed in a filter, then hot water is poured in to brew it. A very standard brewing technique. You know what? This game is gonna trigger me because my coffee maker fucking broke. And thank God I had I always brew 12 cups of coffee and then keep it as iced coffee. But the coffee that I like, for some reason, is ground so fine that the water doesn't filter through it as easily, so I can't brew 12 cups at a time. if I brew like 6 half the time, it overfills the coffee filters, and then you get all the grounds in the coffee and it's gross. I don't know. Every other coffee, it's the same brand. It's just whatever this flavor for some fucking reason. I don't know. Every other one you can brew 12 cups and it's fine. This one you have to brew like 4. Like, or you have to get the coffee filters, like when you get a bunch of coffee filters, the ones that are perfectly formed in the top third are fine. The other ones, no, you definitely can't brew 6 in those because then they don't fit in the basket. It's look. It was a long time of trial and error to figure this out. But I had brewed 4 cups and I was like, cool, just to fill up my coffee, like, carafe that's in my fridge. We're running low, motherfucker, and I don't know my new coffee maker. How am I gonna live? I don't know what to do. Normally it'd be fine because I go to work and I drink the coffee there, but I haven't been going to work for a year. Like, I've been working from home, so I'm drinking my own coffee and my coffee pot broke and it's like... I mean, a coffee filter it technically still works. I could technically brew it in the broken pot, but like, I'd be drinking glass because I don't know. You know what I mean? It's like... I've had the coffee pot for 8 fucking years though, so it's about time to get a new one. Like, I was gonna get a nice fancy one that was like, I could brew like a pot of coffee and use the K-cups, but then I was like, I'm just gonna get a $30 coffee pot because I can't handle, I hate it. I hate like being old and looking at Amazon reviews and then you get like the 1-star review where someone's like, it broke, and you're like, you know what, it's just, I can't. So I just got a $30 coffee pot. The cheapest. Like, if it breaks after a year, it's $30 fucking dollars, not like a $200 fucking machine that's gonna like leak all over everything. And you're like, I don't know, like, you're like, I hate it. I hate being old. When you were a kid, or younger, you just bought shit and you were like, oh, well, whatever. Now you're like, I gotta old and I manage my money and I gotta like review. Maybe you did that when you were younger. I sure as fuck didn't. But then again, it would be like my coffee pot. My mom bought my fucking coffee pot for me when I moved. She's like, here you go, here's a coffee pot. Cool, good idea. And as she said, my grandfather, they're cleaning out his house, has several, but it's like, yeah, but you're not allowed to go to New York because you come from Florida and New York won't let Florida people in. COVID has made people fucking insane, okay? But like, and I'm like, so what? Like, I can't, I'm lucky if I can last like 4 days without coffee. Like, it's just the not having the option is gonna like, and I got like the peanut butter Oreos and those are so good dipped in fucking coffee, okay? Like, so like, Oreos and coffee are delicious, and it's like, so now what? Now I just... So this game's gonna tweak me out for the next day or 2. I have my coffee pot by now by the time you're watching it. When I'm recording it, I don't. So anyway. I'm getting my coffee pot fucking tomorrow. Like, so... Anyway. Okay, basic drip coffee. The types of beans were written there, but it prompted patrons to choose their brew. You got to see it brew as you chatted. Grandpa thought it was too much of a pain to decide the type of brew himself, so he'd make the customers decide. Though I think it was really popular to be able to choose your method from the Nell drip to the siphon and watch the process. Nell drip? What's that? A method for coffee brewing using a cloth filter. Oh, okay. That's right. Just then, from the corner of my eye, I see curtains hung behind the stairs and move towards them. I thought I had walked through all of the first floor already. What's behind these curtains? Could you imagine this is when you're not allowed to go back there, Spacey? Never go back there. Okay, and then he's dead and you go back there and you're like, oh, this is where he kept his porn. Looking from the garden, there should be another room behind these curtains. I go through them deep in thought. I knew it. Although, what was this room for? I tilt my head in wonder at this room, hidden so far in the back. I think it's funny, though, because in a normal, like, if you were actually browsing the cafe, you're, like, going through, you'd be like, staff room. Oh, okay. You'd open it up, assuming, like, oh, it must be a little break room. Maybe it's a bathroom. You'd walk in and be like, oh, my God, it's a gateway to another world. You know it's something because of the magicness in this game. But I'm just saying, she's putting way too much thought in this. Like, I wonder what's in this room. Oh, it's so mysterious. And you're like, it says staff only. It's probably, like, a fucking break room. Like... Normal people would be like, it's just a break room, open it up, and that's when it's like, again, the door to the afterlife, and you're like, fuck, what the hell? It just doesn't match what I remember. Still, if it's possible, I'll be taking over this place. I should have an understanding of the interior of the shop, so... Hello? I Attempting to figure out what this last room was, I opened its doors, all the while screaming hello into a dark room. Something came into my vision immediately. Yeah, it's like this. You'd be thinking like, oh, it's probably a break room. The fuck? But she was already prepared for the mystery. It was an ostentatiously adorned door that didn't quite match the rest of the cafe. Come to think of it... Wait. Is this room just for this door? Also, the door doesn't... You're just like... Right. Aside from the ornate door, there was nothing else here. Even though there was the space for it, like the storehouse, nothing was kept here. Nothing stored. No extra furniture. Just a door. It just sits there. Yeah, but again, the door doesn't perplex you. She's like, it's a room for a door. Also, there looks like you can walk around the door. Why is there a door here? I took a peek behind it, but sure enough, there was nothing there. Just the rest of the room. It literally is a door in the middle of the room. That's what I was wondering when you could see, before it zoomed in, I was like, can you literally like walk around the door? She's like, I'm walking around it's not even like a door in a wall where you open the door and you're like, and now I'm in the magical glen. The fuck? It's the back of the closet in Narnia. She's literally like, I just walked around as a door, just sitting here in the middle of it's not even held up. The fuck? It doesn't open either. I hadn't the slightest clue as to what it was doing here. You can't open it because you're not magical. I like her face, though. She was like, the fuck is this fucking door? It's just an old door. I have no idea when it might have been built. Even though there's no doubt it was old, its frame seems strangely free of blemishes. Gazing at the doorbell hung at the top, I tilted my head in wonder yet again. Maybe Grandpa bought it thinking he would use it to replace another door? He always liked antiques and old things, and that's the only reason I could think of as to why it would be here. Is it normal for anyone to really have just a door in here? Here's my thing. So, like, all these beings from other realms show up, and okay. So some of them can, like, disguise themselves, but, like, how the fuck does the Headless Horseman dude, like, the Headless Knight, like, nobody's fazed by that when they come in the cafe? This dude in a fucking helmet, no face, no head, nothing? No, everyone's just like, cool, what else? Muggles don't see shit, do we? A plate read open and closed on it, which must have been intended to use at the entrance. Plate! A board or sign usually placed on a shop entrance to inform people whether it's open or closed for business. Open means in operation. Closed means it's either off business hours or temporarily on break, in case you didn't fucking know what an open and closed sign was. The dictionary in this game is fucking funny. We had to have our grandfather, and now we have to know what an open and closed sign is. I imagine my free-spirited and showy grandpa going through the effort and smile wryly to myself. But now that he's gone, I'll never know what he intended to do with this. Oh, you'll find out soon. I have to take over, or Enchante won't be in business anymore. I reach out to the plate marked closed. Grandpa must have turned over before he passed. I reach out to the plate marked closed. Grandpa must have turned over before he passed. This lonely-looking plate that would turn people away, knowing the cafe would never open again. But the weird thing is it's closed on our side, so technically the magical realm on the other side, it's open. Or like, you know what I mean? The side that you see inside the store is not what the people outside, you know what I mean? So like if this were, say, a glass door, the people outside walking up would be like, oh, it's open! You have to... So wouldn't that theory work on this door too? I decided to... Oh, keep it on closed! Wait. I have to see what we're supposed to do here. I would flip it to open just because. Turn it to open. That's actually the right answer. I wonder if you get a bad ending. Keep it on closed. And nothing ever happened again. Insta bad ending. I wonder if there's actually any like common route bad endings, but well, maybe closed part of Cowdoo's route because he's human, but turn it to open. I mean, look, I know that's what it says in the guide, but also that seems like the right answer here. Turn it to open. I acted on a whim. This door led nowhere, and it stood in the middle of a shop that lost its owner. The sign was writhing in boredom, proclaiming the store's closed status. It seemed strange for me to even feel this, but it looked a little lonely. Oh my god, it actually, pans. So cool. My feelings guide me. I turn over the plate. The letters written on it jump into my sight. And in that moment, the world changed. The end. She's like, the fuck? I don't know who's saying I finally found you, but somebody is. The doorbell rang, announcing a customer. Oh! Hi! The light spilling from the doors blinded me, and the first thing I felt, oh hi, we got our first CG of our sweetness, was a warmth that enveloped my entire body. I love him. He's beautiful. A sweet embrace, as if holding something precious and delicate. Those glimmering eyes were looking straight at me, and he's our poster boy. Where did he come from? Who is he? Interesting. I don't really 100% have a voice for him yet, so we'll just kind of read sort of normal until we work into it, but I thought it would never happen again. Really, to think such a day would come. Most importantly, I was wondering why I was being held all of a sudden. With the question spinning in my head, I take a breath. You're a little too close. Do you mind taking a step back? Look at him, he's gorgeous! I also love his, fluffy little ear horn, his hair horns. You have horn hair. It's like hat hair, but it's so cute. I mustered all my strength to say anything I could. Also, you're so dressed normal. And escape from his arms. I quickly back away to the wall, putting myself on guard, clutching my phone. Wait, is something about me suspicious to you? Even though the words held a certain intent, it seemed like he was laughing in a grin, enjoying this moment. Hey, you don't have to be so scared of me, okay? I'm not dangerous. I mean, you might be, and I might like it. I can't trust you at all. Who in the world even are you? You must be a criminal. You are, right? Completely ready to call the police, I glare at the man. Yeah, because criminals dress like that. Well, of course not. I'm from a pretty historical family. How about I give you my autograph? I don't want that. I was trying to do my best to intimidate him, but after seeing that, it was very apparent that he was smiling. His features were beautiful. His jade eyes, his unique hair. He had these horns. This was an emergency, but his face gave me the impression he had things under control. He had these horns, and she just kind of his eyes, beautiful, his amazing hair. He had the horns, and then blah, blah, blah. Wait, could you just back up for a hot second there, girl? He has horns. Did you neglect that? All right, just need to check our time. But that aside, an embrace just now was practically assault. I know, but I mean this is what gets you in trouble. Wait, what? Are those really horns? Growing beside your ears? What? My horns? You want to touch them? No, I'm fine. I don't want to do that. Oh, that's boring. Well, you don't have to hold yourself back, you know. I love this horn. He closes the distance between us. I circle around him to get further away. If I wasn't in love with the character, again, it's one of those things you look at the cover and you're like, that one, you just pick out your favorites. Okay? And if he were any other character acting like this, I'd be like, what the fuck, you dick? I'd probably be enjoying it, but I'd be like, the hell you... Get out of here, you flirt. But I love him, so I'm okay with this being a bit of a whore. He closes the distance between us. I circle around him to get further away. Now that I look at him more closely... Actually, I don't need to look closely. It wasn't only features, but his outfit also seemed very unique. It was a loose robe adorned with colors of black and purple. They were clothes not worn by anyone other than a wizard from a fantasy world. Are your clothes cosplay for some kind of wizard character? Look at her face. Wait till we go back. Cosplay. Dressing up and acting as a fictional character. Extraordinary love for the character is a requirement. Look at her face. She's like... she looks so disappointed. Oh, these? And they're not so much cosplay as they are my formal attire. I'm an important person after all. And while we're at it, I'm not a wizard. I'm a lord. Oh, right. Maybe you'll begin to trust me if I told you this. I know the owner of the shop, so on. I'm not dangerous, okay? I'm totally harmless. You know my grandpa? Yes, exactly. That's why I know who you are, too. You're Soan's granddaughter, Spacey. Awaki? It's key, but Awaki? Yeah. Look! I'm gonna have a hard time with that one, because that's... Anyway. Right? Anyway. Soan's granddaughter. Yeah. The heroine of this game! A woman who came to Cafe Enchante after the passing of her grandfather. Yes, that's right. An acquaintance of Grandpa's. If that's true, I suppose it would put me at ease. At least for a little bit. Still, even if that's true, where did you come from? It seemed like you came through those doors, but I was alone when I was in here earlier. I pointed my finger at the door. Was he behind the door? Although it's hard to believe he was hiding from my sight the entire time. You walk around the door and he's like running around. And until I arrived today, the shop had been closed ever since Grandpa passed away. Considering that, anyone other than myself being here is just strange. I'm not too sure how to explain that. It's simple, yet complicated. What he glanced suggestively at was the same thing I pointed to. The door. It would make sense if everyone was here. Suddenly, the horned man stopped speaking, and I felt a disturbance around me. What? An earthquake? The tremors get more and more intense. I thought that Enchante itself would be in trouble, until... Oh, okay, it's him. I was like, I don't know if it's somebody else talking. Everyone must be excited. Without Enchante's barrier, an entire town could have been blown away. Barrier? A town blown away? What? Barrier, originating from Buddhism, in this game it refers to a magical effect used for defense and isolation of existences. Save the questions for later. Here they come. Speak of the devil. I think you should take a few steps back. Unable to even reply, with a flick of his finger... For some reason, I felt my body immediately pulled backward. I fell to the ground from the sudden force. And in the next instant, what happened before me surprised me even more. Okay, I'm not really sure who's talking, so we're just going to say it normal until we get like, hey, old man, you're late to open up the shop. How many months do you think it's been, huh? That seems like more like maybe an Ignis thing. Hey, old man. Whatever. For shame, Soan. To shut us out without saying a word. It was so long that I believed I'd fallen even further down. The cowbell was great. Indeed, Enchante is quite splendid. I feel this way with each and every arrival. Oh my god. Huh? Oh, you're all here too, huh? I haven't seen any of you in a while. Figured you went off and, died. Wait, this wild-looking man had flames spilling out from his entire body. It would be difficult to think that any one of us could really die, wouldn't it? This man had clean features on his face and wings growing out of his back. He's going to be kind of funny because, okay, well, that's Kaito Ishikawa who voices Dante, so that's where it's funnier. But also, he's in love with the Otome games. I don't think I've played a game where there's a character in an Otome game who loves Otome games. What? This is amazing. That's hilarious. It's going to be kind of fun. You're quite right. I'm unable to die in the first place. I can't get a voice for him because we can't do the normal... I don't know. Anyway. This man looked like a knight, clad in black armor, like he was from the Middle Ages. I love this. Look, we get so many CGs right off the bat. Okay. Oh, I'm assuming that's Ignis talking. Don't you know that I know that? God, can't take a joke. Hey, where's the old man? You left us hanging out there. I'm not gonna let you off easy. Well, not unless you give me a meal on the house as an apology. That sounds like you'd let him off quite easy, actually. No. Oh. I'm not sure who's who. You need names. You cannot throw all the characters at us without giving us something, because I don't know who to voice. This is why playing without voice acting is hard, but otherwise we'd have to read it twice. It would take twice as long anyway. No. However, we should locate Sohan to inquire as to what's been happening. I'm quite concerned over the matter of a particular limited edition drama CD I'd pre-ordered through him. Oh, I'm assuming that's ill, because drama CD, yeah. Huh? This kid is... Sohan? Lord Sohan, you've become quite dainty in the while we've been apart. Anyway. Just look! She's a different person! Where the hell are you two even looking? I guess we really couldn't know where you would be looking, Canis. I look at these 4 suspicious men before me and find that my mind is completely frozen. As my eyes shot around frantically, one of them slowly eased his way to me. You there, the trespassing girl. You got some guts to sneak into the old man's shop while he's gone. What? Trespasser? That's what I should be saying. Just as I was about to yell that, the man I met first, cuts in. Sorry, Spacey. This crew is a suspicious and dubious bunch, but they don't really mean any harm, so don't worry. Well, you act as if you're not one of them, but you're all trespassers to me. Whoops! I thought I could just stride my way through, but I suppose you won't be letting me off easily. I mean, including you. Who are you guys? What do you mean? As you can see. He stops to flash another smile and speaks. We're guests from another world. Oh, we cannot. Oh. Okay, we can't listen to the theme song because we'll get, copyright. Haha, chapter 1. There we go. The trespasser wearing a helmet. That helps so much easier anyway. I see. So Sohan did indeed pass away. The cafe hasn't been open for months. I had feared as much. I still can't believe it. He was so full of energy the last time I saw him. Humans don't live long after all. He was pretty old, although he didn't look like it. Now that I think of it, the reason he made us all leave must have been because he knew he'd be passing away soon. That may be so. Regardless, it's a tragedy that we've lost him. Stop looking so sad. He's dead. There's nothing we can do about that. He's got a cat shirt on. Ignis, please take care with how you choose to address the situation. Shut it. If how I talk gets the old man to crawl back out from his grave, I'll say whatever the hell I want. But we know that won't happen. He died. And since that's fact, we should be thinking about what we should do next. Am I wrong? I think it's just so funny we're like, okay, they're from another world, and so it doesn't faze us. Like, he has no head. Anyway, you have a point. It really does impress me how you always have so much common sense, despite the way you choose to appear. Indeed. Everything about you makes you seem like a ruffian. Hey! You two aren't ones to talk when it comes to looks, especially you, helmet head. Ignis raises a viable point. And now that Sohan's gone, what will become of Enchante? The answer to that question would have us consider all sorts of things, right? Exactly right. The only reason we're able to come here is because of Lord Sohan. Yeah, it's possible to force our way back in here if we've been pushed out. Indeed. So that being the case, about the person who holds our very fate, that is, the girl holding her head and hiding under the table right now, we should do something about her, don't you think? of these men came out of nowhere through a door that led to nothing. The fact that it felt like their appearances changed the moment I glanced away from them. The fact that they call themselves guests from another world. I just don't know what's going on anymore. I think I've gone crazy. Honestly, I just want them to leave me alone until I wake up from this terrible dream. I hope my head had thought, but as if ignoring my pathetic plea. Her name's Spacey Iwaki, right? The four men I can only see as suspicious trespassers come closer and closer to me. Is she really the old man's granddaughter? It's kind of hard to believe. And there's no doubt, she clearly has traits of Solan's face. The young man who had wings spoke gently, peering into my face. We apologize for the sudden visit. I assure you that there's no reason to fear us. Really? Absolutely. I swear upon someone's name. There's no reason to be suspicious of us. But you have a helmet on. Why do you back away? Okay, shut up, Canis. We're not gonna get anywhere with you. Anyone would suspect someone who looks the way you do. Spacey, I know it's daunting to be here with such strange people, but can you at least listen to what we have to say? Why do you keep trying to talk to me as if you aren't one of them? No matter how many times I close my eyes or pinch my cheeks, it doesn't seem like the situation will disappear. I take a deep breath, stand up with caution, and, with half-opened eyes, take a look. There's the man I first met, or rather the one that held me unexpectedly, who is gorgeous as fuck. He was a young man who had a refined aura to him, despite breaking into the cafe. He's the pretty boy. He's the precious... He'd be the lolly boy if he looked younger, but they usually have the little angel faces, and he's literally an angel, so he has an angel face. Then the rowdy-looking man glaring at me with an unamused look on his face. He's the bitchy one. And we don't know because he doesn't have a face. She's like, he's the nice looking, he's the rowdy one. I got nothing here. Suspicious trespassers. She has nothing to say. She's like, I got nothing for this guy. He's got no fucking head. They're all suspicious, considering they broke into the cafe. But ignoring that one with the helmet on, they seem to be normal people. Perhaps? Still. Okay, I'm just it's gonna be weird to have a love interest who doesn't have an actual head. You know what I mean? He literally has no head. So, how do you, But it's so funny, because I was just I'm not sure how that's gonna work. Okay, it's interesting, it's definitely different, he has no face, right? But, it just makes it funny. Because, everyone else, she's the rowdy guy, he's got this, whatever, then she's just a bunch of dots, got nothing. Then, what was with how they looked just now? Oh god, so funny. Let me figure out what's going on. You all are... guests. We're going down. Yeah. They seem pretty familiar with Enchante, and they do seem to know Grandpa. So the answer that all leads to is... Are you guests of the cafe? That's it. We're actually regulars. We're the ones who hang around here all the time. You hang around here? Yes, from open to close. We'll be saying good morning to good night in one visit. For me, I essentially made residence there. That's actually a bit of a nuisance. But who are these people in the first place? We keep going back to the CG. The very first moment I met them, how they looked when they first appeared, when I saw them in that brief moment. The man clad in armor over his entire body. The man with wings on his back. The man literally on fire. The wavering flames. The way they looked back then. Everyone? I feel like you all looked much different when you first got here. We look different? Oh, you mean how we look when we use our powers. Oh, I see. Right, we do look quite different when we do that, huh? We just do it unconsciously, and so on never really paid any mind, so this reaction is kind of refreshing. Huh? How we look? You mean like... Oh! Sweet! Like, hi. Yeah, that's interesting. Yep, hi. Look at those scars on your abs, yo. And all your tattoos and shit. I mean, look, okay. He's not my type, but he's still kind of fine, so... This? No sooner than he spoke, he transformed, as if he were in a movie. Just then, a wind so hot that it made it hard to breathe swept across my face. I nod emphatically, and everything disappears in the next instant. Truthfully, it is difficult to answer what this really is when asked about it. For me, I take up a bit of space, you see. Lord Soon scolded me much for it, always telling me that I was in the way. You know, as pleased as you sound right now, you're also in the way. I suppose you could say that this is one form of our existence. Like, he's so pretty. He's like got double-decker wings going on. What the fuck is happening here? Oh. We're beings capable of doing this. This is all I can say about who we are. I see. Are all of your questions answered? Great. Calling them answered is a stretch. I went from, I don't get it, to, I have no idea what's happening. Then, in a spark of curiosity, I ask another question. You're the only one that didn't change. Okay then, how about you? Are you able to do that too? As if he didn't expect me to ask that, he looked a bit surprised. And then... You're a bit of a perv, aren't you? Or perv, huh? What makes you say that? And so, by asking those few questions, I came to the following conclusion. These men were, in fact, outsiders separated far from the rules of this world. So, what or who really are all of you? It seemed ridiculous to have to ask such a question, but I had no other choice but to do so. It's funny, he's the only one that doesn't, like, show his form. Like, everybody else popped in with it. He popped in sort of normalish, you know? I reluctantly ask my question, and the men all look at each other. With all their different expressions, some that seemed surprised, some that understood. I see. Lord Soon truly kept all of this from you, didn't he? The most suspicious, the one with the helmet, which was glowing oddly on the inside, spoke as he was pushing his chest forward. Then, allow me to introduce myself. Canis Espada. My name is Canis Espada. I'm a knight of the fairy world, Medio? We're going Medio, it'll be easier to say. I was under the great care of Lord Soon. Il fado de Rie. Raye? I am Il fado de Raye. I am an angel of the heavenly world. I don't know how to pronounce that. Because C-A-E was it Kylum? Salem? Something? I don't know. Anyway, fuck it. Whatever. It's whatever. I don't know how to say that. Or rather, I was an angel, fallen after breaking the laws of my world. I've been in the care of Soon as well. He was quite a splendid man. Ill. Ignis Carbunculus. Ignis Carbunculus, a demon beast from the Beast World Bestia. A demon beast from the Beast World Bestia. That's... I appreciate... Miserex. I think they say his name Misir. But that's... I'm not going to... So we're going to Miser. I know. And people might not like it, but deal with it. I guess I'm the last then, huh? I'm from the demon world Asmodia. Miserex. I'm the powerful demon king, as you can see. Nice to meet you. I'm the powerful demon king, as you can see. You're so full of yourself. Cocky bitch. A demon, a knight, a fallen angel, a beast? Oh, we actually go through all of them. Okay. A demon king. Even I I realized how dumbfounded I sound as those words spilled from my lips. The man standing in front of me, Miser, I vaguely remembered him saying something like that the first time he appeared. Right, a Demon King. It's a major role in the human world, right? You've heard of my name before, yes? Human world refers to this world where the heroine and the other humans live. A major role? You mean that sort of character? Like the ones in video games? Right, yes, we massacre humans, conquer worlds, descend into darkness, kidnap lovely princesses, that sort of thing. So if you let your guard down, I'll kidnap you too, princess. Thinking about massacring people with that smile on doesn't seem quite right. Well, even if I am one, I'm not on the job. You don't need to call me Demon King. Just Miser is fine. He's such a fucking cocky bitch, I love him. Demon King, a demonic king of evil, familiar in RPGs and fantasy stories. The standard is abducting a princess and engulfing the world in darkness. One should raise their level and acquire legendary armaments before facing him, which is why we have to go through all the routes before we get to him. Oh, but you could give me a nickname like Mishi or Michan? Michi or Michan. Nicknames make it feel like you're a bit closer with that person, don't they say? No, I have no need for that. I don't need to close the gap between us. Well, in any case, I suppose I should ask about someone else. Wait, I can't process what's happening. I crouched down with a headache caused by all the strange words and weird introductions. At the least, I was able to understand that all of these people were absolute weirdos. Out of all of those people, if I were to pick who was the strangest of all, who's also the route we're going down first, by the way, which is why it's funnier that she's like, he's the weirdest, he's strange, I got nothing, and it's like, I love you, I guess? Ding, ding, ding! You're Canis, the knight, was it? Yes, Canis Espada. Again, my condolences for what happened. Thank you. He looks strange, but he is gentlemanly. Putting that aside, there are a lot of things I'd like to ask. Yes, you are someone's granddaughter. I shall answer you to the best of my abilities. I am 190 centimeters tall. My weight is secret. I have several hobbies, including weight training and gardening. No, wait, that's not what I wanted to know. Hang on, why is your weight a secret? That's such a silly... Wait, that's not important! What is important is what's obvious. I want to know why you're dressed like that. In particular, that helmet. Why a helmet? Oh, God. God. Oh. After my short tirade, Canis thinks for a moment and speaks. I actually thought I coordinated my attire quite well today. Do you feel something is off? Coordinated? Yes. When I came to the human world, someone advised me not to stand out too much. And that's why you have that outfit on. Taking another look from the neck down, he seemed like any other guy around town with a normal shirt and vest on. But his neck up was covered by an iron helmet, like one from the Middle Ages. I can't possibly be the only one here who noticed Grandpa's advice hadn't been applied very well at all. Just wait, we're probably going to go a little over on this part just because we don't have a good stopping point with the intros here, so... This will be a slightly longer part than normal. I happened to glance to the side to find the Demon King, snickering as if he read my mind. He's cute with a little blush on. You have found another questionable point. It's not that I've found another point, it's everything about you. The light gleaming from his helmet catches my eye. It looks almost like flames, but what in the world is that? What's that light coming from your neck? This is... Oh god, is he going to take his helmet off? And those are just computer graphics. You can see the color changing, right? I know that's not what it is. Just leave it at that. Such a drag to try and explain it to. Seriously? It's clearly not normal, though. Well, in any case, I suppose I should ask about someone else. What do I do? Heavenly worlds and angels? Demon worlds and demon kings? There's so many things wrong to point out that I don't know how to react. How much of this are they serious about? How much of this is a joke? As I sit, struggling what to ask next, one of them walks towards me. Spacey, I'm certain this is overwhelming, but there's no need to understand everything all at once. I shall try and explain some things myself about all of us in this cafe. considering you'll be its new owner. You're... Was it Ilfa? Close. Unfortunately, that's incorrect. My friendship level won't rise at this rate. Friendship level? We're kind of breaking the fourth wall here. Like, yes, he like lives in terms of Otome games, and you're like, but we're actually playing an Otome. This is gonna hurt my brain. I am the fallen angel, Ilfado de Rie. Feel free to call me Il if you'd like. Il smiles after his explanation. I'm not entirely sure if he's a fallen angel, but there's definitely an otherworldly aura about him that would make me believe so. He carries himself with poise and seems the most normal out of the four of them. Oh, did the release date change? I was so looking forward to counting down for this. I give an exasperated look at the fallen angel who gestures to excuse himself as he takes out a smartphone. What are you doing? I was notified about a release date change, and I'm checking the site to confirm. I do not get any signal in the heavenly world. Oh, but they're adding a new character? I never would have thought that character would get their own route. I love the fact that he's obsessed with the Tome games. We all need a man like this in our lives, don't we? He claims to come from another world, yet he just naturally took out a smartphone. On top of that, I really have no idea what he's mumbling about. I guess even if he seems normal, even this guy has something wrong with him. Hey, there is nothing wrong with loving Otome games and being excited about characters, okay? Shut up, girl. She just like bitch slapped all of us in the face. There is something so wrong with him. I feel personally attacked. Well, in any case, I should ask about someone else, okay? So, how am I supposed to be responding to these earth-shattering self-introductions? Though rigid from shock, I noticed something. He looks the most normal for walking around, I'm just saying. Like, you know, like... That one, the one who called himself Ignis, was staring at me. He's scary. I can feel his gaze upon me. But, looking a little more closely, the print on his t-shirt is kinda cute. Nian. Nian. Huh? I mean, unable to withstand his piercing gaze anymore, I gather my courage and address him. You're the demon beast, Ignis, right? Yeah. Did I do something wrong? I don't know why he's staring at me. Well, that's what I thought until he dismisses me with a grunt and looks away. No, just thought you were a pretty plain girl, being you're the old man's granddaughter. Huh? He flips his head to the side after muttering his rude comment. He's totally in love with us. Why do I have to receive this kind of abuse in our first meeting? You're just plain, that's all. You're in love with me, aren't you? Shut up! I know how this works. I played these games enough. I mean, obviously, but I feel like someday someone's gonna say something that's, what? Shut up, you suck. And you're like, you're in love with me, aren't you? I've played enough Otome games to understand your attitude. And so, after a bit of conversation... That's right. And now that someone's gone, I guess we can't drink his coffee anymore, huh? That would be the case. More and more I realize we have lost a great person. Huh. Coffee's always bitter. Not being able to eat here anymore is way more important to me than the coffee. Always bitter. Ignis, in your case, wouldn't you actually die from drinking some? Huh? Why the hell would I die? I couldn't die just from drinking coffee. Oh my, it could be fatal if you're unaware. Ignis, if you give dogs coffee or onions... Giving dogs coffee or onions. Such foodstuffs induce poisoning symptoms in dogs, so should never be fed to them, or birds. I don't know about onions with birds, but actually no, my coffee is actually... My bird drinks coffee, he's fine. Chocolate. Chocolate is bad. Also avocados. God, just stop it! Stop calling me a dog, you angel nerd! Miser the Demon King, Canis the Knight, Il the Fallen Angel, Ignis the Demon Beast. After their fantasy-ridden introductions, they chatter amongst themselves. And now then, how about it, Spacey? Were we able to convey who we are to you? From the looks of them, it didn't seem like they were trying to trick me or tell me absurd lies about alternate worlds. Right. Even though... I'll try, for now. Honestly, I don't even understand half of what you all are talking about. Anyway, none of you are normal people. But to my grandfather, you were all important customers, right? Yes, we do live outside of the rules of man. It is not wrong to consider us abnormal. Though we'll never be able to know if someone really did care about us. If he really did think of us that way, we are truly lucky to have known him. I don't know what sort of bond, what sort of time these men and Grandpa spent together, but I couldn't help but notice Miser's smile was one of melancholy. At that point, Ignis and everyone took a seat nearby and showed they were ready to have a serious chat with me. Okay, this is going to go on forever. So I'm actually just going to stop here. I know it's like kind of in the middle. It's not a natural thing, but like we've gone a little over. We've gotten our introductions. Now we're sitting down for a serious chat. We'll just stop it there and we'll start our serious chat. We'll continue in the next part. So I will. This is actually really fun so far. I'm enjoying this. But anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.